Hello everyone, it's Box Truck Shorty. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is my first video. I'm completely new to YouTube. This is going to be a real organic video. I'm not big with cameras. I'm not big talking to myself or anything like that. So it's kind of new to me talking to a camera. I'm usually talking to people on a consultation, helping somebody. But the purpose of my YouTube channel is to share with you my personal journey and tips that I use to gross over 300K in 6 months using box trucks, going the rental route. I know a lot of people basically tell you that you should own a truck or you should buy a truck. However, I recommend renting a truck starting off in the logistics game. I can basically tell you a little bit about me. I entered into the logistics industry back in January of 2021, this year here. This is when I launched my first logistics company. I had no prior knowledge of truck driving experience. I heard over the years how lucrative it could be. I just was always scared to jump into it because I heard of all the issues that, semi trucks had. I ran into this guy who was a mentor to me, and he basically explained to me that box trucks were the future. That they don't have as much overhead. It's easier to maintain. It's easier to keep a driver. And he also explained to me the importance of renting the truck. Because when I came into the camp, I came from real estate, flipping houses. So I had the capital to actually purchase a truck outright. However, he told me, young blood, don't do that. So he told me to basically rent the truck starting off because you don't have no maintenance, no overhead. Yeah, you can make more owning a truck. You can make a lot more owning a truck. However, you also have to worry about maintenance with that truck and which truck you're buying. And I know y'all know right now, to buy a truck is pretty expensive. If you see me keep looking over to the right, I'm looking at the load board. I'm actually still looking at the load board as we speak right now. I got some loads to book for, trucks tonight. So anyway, get back to my story. Like I said, this is a real organic video. I'm not no video expert. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. So once again, going back to the box truck rental thing, most people will tell you that you should buy a truck. However, you're not taking into account if that truck breaks down, how much it's going to cost for repairs to get that truck back on the road. I do a lot of consultations from my Instagram and my link tree. I spoke with a guy, he bought a truck 2 months ago, and then within 2 months, the truck broke down. He had a $17,000 bill associated with that truck to get repaired. So just imagine being in the game for 2 months and you have a $17,000 bill. That will knock most people out of the game. I know it would knock me out of the game in the beginning. So at the end of the day, I decided to take the rental route. When you're renting a truck, you don't have to worry about the maintenance. Yes, like I said, yeah, you don't make as much, but you have a peace of mind of not having to pay for maintenance on that truck. That truck break down, Ryder's gonna come pick it up, or Pensy's gonna come pick it up, or Enterprise is gonna come pick it up, swap you out for another truck. Whereas if that's your truck, you're going to be down those days and you're still paying the insurance on the truck as long as that truck is still sitting. So I'm very, very, very pro renting a truck starting off in the beginning. It's kind of like, would you marry somebody on the first date? I know I wouldn't marry nobody on the first date. So therefore, no need to marry the truck on the first date. Rent that truck till you get started off. See how it goes, get the hang of it. Because Amazon is very, very cutthroat. If y'all don't know by now, Amazon is completely cutthroat. Most people fail in the beginning. The first 3 days, is your most important time with Amazon. That's because you don't have a score in the first 3 days. So therefore, if you don't have a score, most people are either late to Amazon, they reject the load, or they do something so they never get to the early access load board. So if you're renting a truck and you can't get to the early access load board, yeah, truck can knock you out the game. And also, if you don't know the little tips to get your rental truck price down, I know a couple tips and tricks that get your truck price down to about $439, $440 a week, and about 12 cents a mile. And that's pretty good for a rental truck, especially you're renting a fairly new truck. And like I said, anything happened to that truck break down, they're gonna come pick it up. If you look at my Instagram, my truck broke down, and guess what? Ryder came and told my driver to each of his stops. So, and guess what? It also didn't count against me because Amazon is a lot more forgiving if you're in a rental truck versus you're in your own truck. If you're in your own truck, you're late to a stop, Amazon don't care. They really cutthroat. Versus if you're in a rental truck, they're a little bit more forgiving because it's not my truck. So that's a good thing that you can look at as far as that as well. Like I said, I do consultations on my Instagram. I can walk you through the step. I also have a starter pack step-by-step guide for anybody that's wanting to get into the logistics game, starting up from a newbie. I basically walk you through step by step, all the steps I took. Because like I said, I do a lot of consultations, and every day I speak to somebody and it takes them a little while to get accepted from Amazon. For some reason, everybody that did their own authority or DOT, if you're not really familiar with that stuff, let somebody else handle that, because you will run into a problem when you go and apply for Amazon Relay. I've seen people have to wait anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. I spoke to somebody that they've been waiting for 2 months to get accepted to Amazon, and that's crazy. When I did my first company in January, I got accepted in 1 day. The second company I started in May, May, I got accepted also in 1 day. So it shouldn't take a long time to get accepted to Amazon if you did everything the correct way. And there's steps to it. Also, most people show up to Amazon with no knowledge of how Amazon works. When you show up to Amazon, Amazon is not going to show you how to load your truck, how to use the app, how to navigate through their system. They're not gonna show you the ins and outs. So therefore, most people, like I said, fail in their first 3 days at Amazon, which is the most important 3 loads of your existence with Amazon, because that's either gonna give you 100, where you're gonna have early access, or you're gonna fail or get an F or a D or a C or whatever, and then you're not gonna be, able to see the early access load board. If you're not able to see that early access load board, you're gonna be one of the peoples on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, complaining that Amazon don't pay, they don't really pay their drivers. Yeah, they pay, they just pay on the early access load board. And if you're not on the early access load board, you're not gonna see the good loads. So that's another thing. So like I said, I have a step-by-step that can show you through the process. It's a step-by-step. It ain't a course. It ain't no training or nothing. It's straight simple. I made it as simple as possible for somebody that's new to logistics, just like me, because I'm new to logistics. I'm fairly new. I've been in it since January. So I'm not no guru or nothing like that, but I did master Amazon Relay. I know how Amazon work in and out. And if you want to be successful with Amazon Relay, I can help you with that. I'm the person that you should talk to when it comes to that, especially when it comes to renting a truck and scaling. Right now, I currently operating with 8 trucks. I have a couple more trucks I'm supposed to pick up this week and then next week. Also, like I said, I also provide a 3-day training course to drivers. So before you show up to Amazon and you don't know what to do at Amazon, you get to Amazon and you think Amazon's gonna load your truck. Amazon's not gonna load your truck. I just looked over, I saw a load, hit the board. It's not really paying much. It's paying $246 a mile, 136 miles, $335. Not interested. I'll let that one sit. So like I said, you have your driver show up at Amazon and they don't know what to do. Amazon is not no touch freight. You have to load your own truck. You have to find your pallet sometime, the gaylords, the skids, whatever they call it there. You have to go find it and load your truck in the correct order. Then you also have to be able to know how to navigate, how to close a stop out when you get to the post office. And also, my driver training shows you tips so you won't be late at Amazon. It's pretty good because, as we all know, the most important thing with Amazon is being on time. Amazon is like synonymous with time. Being on time with Amazon is really being late. You need to be early with Amazon if you want to be successful. And that's basically in a nutshell. Amazon don't operate like any other logistics company that I know of from me doing my research in this past 6 months. So a lot of people that come from other areas of logistics, they fail when it comes to Amazon because it's new, it's different. Amazon don't care how old your authority is. From day one, you can start working with Amazon. And from day one, you can start booking loads. After day 3, after 3 loads, you can skip the early access load board. You could be right in the game, seeing the same loads I'm seeing. A lot of things people also ask is there loads in my city? How much are they paying? Pretty much if you're on the early access load board, Amazon is paying pretty good everywhere. Like I don't see a place that they're not really paying well at. So if you're on the early access load board, if you're not on the early access load board, it's not paying good nowhere either. So like I was saying, so that's another thing I provide. I also provide, late performance fix. If you late to a stop or whatever, you can also book me through my link tree. I have consultations for 30 minutes, 60 minutes. I provide, like I said, the 3-day driver training course, which is a hands-on driver course where you come here to Atlanta, you train with my drivers for 3 days, and you come in the game, you know what you're doing. You shouldn't be late because I teach you little techniques and tips so you won't be late going forward. That way you can stay on that early access load board and get to the money. And that's pretty much it. So if you want to book a consultation with me, I will provide my link tree at the bottom. Like I said, this is my first video. I'm not no YouTube guru or anything like that. All my videos going forward is just going to basically tell you what my perspective is and what I believe in when it comes to box trucking. Like I said, I'm for renting versus owning. I have enough money to buy a truck. I can buy a couple trucks. At the end of the day, I prefer not to buy a truck. I don't want y'all going out there jumping, buying a truck. Most people out here to speak to, they bought a truck. They don't have, they have no knowledge of how Amazon works. They go buy the truck first, then they go work on the authority. Then you're paying insurance on a truck that you can't even drive. You can't even haul for Amazon. Before you go out and buy a truck, spend $35,000, $40,000 to finance a truck, I would rent the truck. Take the rental route. Trust me, you can scale a lot quicker than buying one truck. And like I said, tap in with me, like my page, subscribe, and I'll take y'all on a little journey and showing y'all how to make some money. All right, I'm out. Box Truck Shorty.